Mama na be Yoruba.
All right, welcome back to Landslide. Dele Momodu, the spokesperson of Atiku. Okay, is he the spokesperson? Because he's behaving as if he's the spokesman for Atiku Abubakar. He said he might be the Abraham Lincoln of Nigeria. Well, we don't know that yet. But what's paramount, what he said is that the APC people are crying internally, and we are not seeing it. But we have not heard any. Oh, we have not had of any friction within the APC structure. I mean, could it be true what he said?
Dele Momodu is essentially saying that most people you see that praise Tinubu in the open, they are his personal friends. They come behind and complain that they are not happy with the way our democracy is drifting towards one-party states. Essentially, the economy is also not what they are seeing. You know, what they expected to see is not what they are seeing, and at the end of the day, they still keep quiet because they are hopeful that something might fall off, and they get it. You know, these are sycophants for the most part, and when Dele Momodu also have this kind of people as his natural friend, you can also imagine who he is himself, you know, because he said these people are his natural friend. But that aside, he's also talked about how Atiku might end up being Abraham Lincoln of Nigeria. But that of Abraham Lincoln, he was contesting for different positions. It was not all for only presidency. But Atiku's own has only been all for presidency. So
that means he didn't get his facts right.
He didn't get his facts right. Even that election of 1858, that unique one he contested against Senator Douglas, or I can't remember, that brought him to that national limelight. Yeah, his 1858 election. It was a Senate race, you know, and not a presidential race. So he contested at various spectrum. So they are two different things. Atiku has been contesting since over 33 years or thereabout. He has had experience. He stepped down for Abiola, you know, and till today he's still looking for people to step down for him.
All right, Philip, give some light to this. Dele Momodu, he talks about the presidency, about APC, that there's some, because he's connoting that somehow, some way, there's some internal wrangling within the APC. Now, could that be true? We've not heard of that. Of course, everybody cannot follow one way in a particular party. But he said these people are his natural friends, and we also see him talking about Atiku being the Abraham Lincoln of Nigeria.
You see, Momodu's speech is not something that is new to us. What he talks about is obvious, that within the APC circle, all is not well with them. Over the weekend, I traveled with a top APC member, and we did have a discussion, a very top APC member, and I know what he said to me about the APC and about the way the APC Tinubu-led government is running the country and how they feel. But these are same people who are every day on the television saying different things about the APC government and the Tinubu government. So Dele Momodu was just saying the obvious, what is already known to you and I, that the people who come out to say that APC government is the best, Tinubu is the best man in the job, Tinubu will be rewarded with re-election, Tinubu, even the so-called Sawolu who just make that statement that Tinubu will be rewarded with 2027 election, he's not happy. Also, it's also on the news that he's sworn in the son of the Speaker of the House as a chairman of a local government. And this is what he fought against. You remember that the speaker was impeached when he was abroad, and he came back, he said, I'm on the saddle, and at the end of the day, he reclaimed the seat. So you can see that, yes, but what is peculiar about this Dele Momodu is that he claimed that these people who he hobnobbed with, that are APC, that are singing praises of Tinubu, that come to whip, shows that he too is not happy about what he is saying. He may be wishing how wish is the one Tinubu is patronizing. Because when we wonder what he sees in Atiku, that other doesn't see. Like you rightly put it, is he the spokesman of Atiku, or who is it to Atiku? Every now and then, if you want to hear anything about Atiku, it must first and foremost come from Dele Momodu saying that Atiku will be the Abraham Lincoln of Nigeria. How?
Well, if he wins 2027, but it's not exactly the same spectrum.
Exactly. So
we have suffered really in this country to old age president.
Yeah.
It's whether you like it or you don't like it, it's a factor.
Yeah.
And it's a big time factor. If you want to be president of this country, you have to be up and running. Nobody prays that you don't get sick. Anybody can get sick. But when you are already going in there sick, there is a problem and it's a disadvantage. I don't think we can take that from Atiku. Being the age he is now, for example, he has moved within only the conference of the North recently. Now, when he becomes president and Aso Rock for what we know it to be, he will just sit down there and be pointing.
Election is by numbers.
Yes.
If Atiku still appeals to people, we are not going to be able to say, no, you are too old. Because constitutionally, we don't have any age barrier to vie for presidency. That's the beauty and also the downside of democracy.
But that's why we are educating the people. After having 8 years of Buhari, always going for medical checkup.
Nigerians should not go for an old president. But unfortunately, when it's about numbers, and you see people who believes this is their best chance. Dele Momodu is saying this is Atiku's best chance.
Best chance.
Yes, she's saying that this time that he believes Asiwaju did not perform, that even some APC members are crying behind closed doors, that this is the best shot for Atiku. Nobody that he has experienced contesting, and he has never really, attacked anyone, even when he had issue with his former boss Obasanjo, that he has never abused Obasanjo or anything. That Atiku has that decorum, that Atiku has that temperament, and he has that personality and experience to lead Nigeria. That's what Dele Momodu is putting out. It's left for people to say, okay, we have alternative elsewhere. For example, I do not see strong alternative between Asiwaju and Atiku, and I also do not say Atiku should step down on its own, because you see, when we talk about multi-party system, just because we are trying to have a coalition mindset is such that you just want to remove Asiwaju without thinking of a replacement. It's on that guys, you think that 3-horse race is bad, 4-horse race is bad, 5-horse race is bad. But the truth is that when you say you are a multi-party system, Atiku can clinch the ADC ticket, Rotimi Amechi can clinch the ADC ticket, anybody can clinch the ADC ticket. P2B, if he chooses to still run, can run on a fresh party. Asiwaju already got APC, God given all of us life, he can run there. Even his VP, who is struggling to run again with Asiwaju, has said anybody thinking of contesting against Asiwaju is going on suicide. That's somebody that people are saying Asiwaju is not sure he's going to run again. All those are Sycophancy at different levels. Do you understand? But that's politics, and everybody should be allowed their say. Nobody should be shut down, like what we were talking about Wike the last time, trying to suppress PDP so that people's voices aren't heard. We don't want things like that. If Atiku chooses to continue, there's no law stopping him. Other people that want to contest, this thing should not be gifted to you. You can take another platform. For example, somebody like P2B, I said it earlier, take another platform and run. Let Atiku run. After in 2023 election, where P2B claimed he won the election, Atiku also ran, Asiwaju also ran. Though now Asiwaju has power of incumbency, he also has hatred of incumbency. Because this is what people don't talk about. There is hatred of incumbency. Most people that say, okay, 2023, let's just try Asiwaju. Now they don't say, no. That man that removes subsidy, there's hatred too. So it's plus and minus. It doesn't just go one way.
Okay, Philip, when you look at Atiku's antecedents, also look at Tinubu's way of governance that we have seen. Every election, most of the time, the people go for a younger generation. For example, I think in Uganda now, the people are trying to go for
He loses to the president.
Exactly. Then if you even look at America during the time of Obama, between himself and McCain, we knew what the people went for. In fact, you talk about something just now, that option between Atiku and Asiwaju. That's why in the last election, for example, the election before this one, people didn't see options between Donald Trump and Biden.
Yes.
Do you understand? And because they were saying these are aging America. Now we have an opportunity for an election to provide us options between Atiku and Tinubu. Is there an option?
I don't know why you narrow it down to between Atiku and Tinubu. Like he rightly pointed out to you that, look, we shouldn't zero our mind between Atiku and Tinubu. This is a multi-party system. So we can have as much as 5-6 candidates for the same, election.
Okay, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase.
Yes.
Between Atiku, Obi, Tinubu, Amechi, where do we go from there?
Now, before I come to that question, I want to speak a little bit on what Dele Momodu is saying about the APC members who are crying and about the sycophancy that is prevailing everywhere. Like when he was, analyzing, he mentioned the vice president who is not sure of his return ticket. You see, you can be rest assured that forget, about Momodu. Dele Momodu, what he has said, the truth remains that a lot of people in APC today, I can say authoritatively, including the vice president, they are crying behind closed door. We saw what happened with El-Rufai. El-Rufai was in the forefront of Tinubu becoming president. He couldn't hide his tears anymore in the secret. He had to come out on the open and cry open. So, to a large extent, what Dele Momodu has said is true of what is actually happening today in the APC. Everybody that is within the presidential circle, they are not happy that things are going the way they are going. Now, coming to the issue of who do Nigeria prefer, you see, we don't need to ask too many questions to get the answer. Nigeria would prefer Peter Obi or a younger person, let me put it that way, a younger person who can be on at the spot at the moment. For instance, what happened between Abuja and Lokoja Road within the last 3 days, if it will be a civilized country, the president ought to be there to assess the situation on the spot, so that he can provide solutions.
He's on holiday.
It's only those people, those young men that you mentioned, like Amesi and Peter Obi. Yes, like you cannot, anybody can fall sick and die at any time, but we are talking about people who are mobile. If you look at between Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, and Amesi, you know that at the first two, Tinubu and Atiku, you can't separate them. Like what he said, Atiku will remain Aso Rock and be dictating as a father, as a grandfather. Right. When you have the likes of Peter Obi or Amesi, they will be on the move.
Now, yesterday we talked about a lot of Nigerians are under the captive of kidnappers as we speak. And the president announced to us boldly, just a little detail, that he's on holiday, celebrating your festival. And the little children in Kogi crying for help are in the bush. All over the country, kidnappers have kidnapped the citizens of this country, who the president promised by oath that he was going to safeguard them.
Let me tell you, if not for Donald Trump's tweet, and I'm not expecting American boots on Nigerian soil. I don't want it. Most Nigerians don't want that. But if not for Donald Trump's tweet, what this government had come to do in excess of what Buhari had done was to normalize insecurity, was to normalize the narrative of people being kidnapped, people dying as normal.
It's normal.
It's normal. People being destroyed in Yewata, a whole village being massacred. They want to make it look like normal. He went to Benue to visit, and the school children who were mourning their colleagues, they were forced to come out to welcome and smile and welcome the president. Such atrocity is what this government had done in excess of aiding bandits that Buhari institutionalized in this country. Let me tell you, the ending of country of particular concern status was not essentially only for what happened during Asiwaju's time. It's a documented record of many years. So from day one, they engaged and continued in politics. People decamping from PDP into APC. Governors abandoning their mandate to screw up into 2027 mandate of Asiwaju, standing on that. Because to them, insecurity is normal. To them, not going to farms safely is normal. To them, not traveling safely is normal. Then leaving the old roads, internal roads we have, we don't even have a new one. Leaving the internal roads we have, not maintained. Why going to Lagos to flag off Lagos Calabar highway, putting so much in there that is not going to solve any problem immediately, and people are dying? These are normalizing of things that are not moving on anywhere. Let me tell you, I'm not saying those that come from private sector tend to do better. We need to start looking at people's record. Their records, what were they doing before they came in contact with the government? Because the way they spend our money, if they continue like this nation will go bankrupt. There's nothing task will do for you when you are not productive, when you are wasteful. Let me tell you, have a pocket. No matter how much I give, if your pocket is open, as you are putting there, it will be throwing away. If it is leaking, if you don't have ability to prudently manage your finances, you can't be rich. You don't wish riches don't fall. The same oil we have is what other nations have. But are we rich? No. You don't become rich by luck. It's a lazy man's thinking, and it's a lazy man's way of believing that it's by luck and wishful thing. Wishful thing it has never made one person rich, and it will never make a nation rich. We need to prudently manage our resources. You see the son of a president going about with battalion to the extent that Sholinka, whose voice had been silent, became open again. That is not what to move this nation forward.
I don't know if you saw the president's son alerting from an aircraft and government officials lining up to welcome him. He was bowing down to greet him.
They want to normalize and normalize.
What is the government officials doing there? On what role is Sheyi playing that is alerting for the aircraft and government officials are welcoming him? Philip, why are you condoning this state in this country?
You see, we just said that we took Sycophancy to a certain level, but you can be rest assured that all government officials in this country, all they do instead of governance is Sycophancy. Even the vice president saying that to challenge Mr. President in 2027 election is suicidal, as if he's the owner of life. You see, what were they doing in Ibadan, or rather where they are laughing is to give a Sheyi title, is to show that we are loyal to your father. So when you speak well of me to your father, when you get home, you can see I'm here to welcome you. I left everything. That's what they were doing there. Sycophancy is taken to another level. Rather, they were appointed to govern this country, to formulate policy that will take this country to another level, to enhance our economy, and to develop our infrastructure, to ensure we have a smooth running educational system and our health facility to be on top notch. But no, they had to go and always pledge loyalty. What are you loyal to? You see, this only country, this is only in Africa that we are loyal to the man in office instead of to the country, constitution.
What is the brain behind the Alafin? I don't know if it's Alafin or the Oni of Ife. The Alafin of Oyo giving.
Where those are their traditional.
No. Hold on. Now, let's put tradition and let's put the constitution. Now, the Prime Minister of Israel is being probed for receiving a dog gift. A dog gift, as in a teddy dog gift. The president is in power, and you are giving the son a title. That is come on, it's not right.
No. See, what we are saying is this: you can't dissociate any fraction of action from what the society has become. Is this entire Sycophancy? Any government in power, you praise them. It is not a good thing. It has never been. But unfortunately, you do not have any legal ground to prevent people from doing so. Even naming events, naming facilities, government facilities, after you while you are alive. To me, I've never been an advocate of
that. Why you're still in government?
Why you're still in government? I've never like that. Let people, when you're all gone, let people after you be the one to name those things after you. Not when you are in government, you build any hall, you name it after you. It's not your money. You are actually being paid for doing that. It's not your money. You do any road, whatever, you name it after yourself. All those kind of nonsense, sure, it only happens here because these people don't think. Let me tell you, we arrogate so much intelligence to these people that we that are ruling us. They don't know too much. I can tell you, they don't know too much. They think like children most of the time. If you really evaluate some of them, we think they are doing some of this is to oppress us. They really don't know too much. They don't know too much. If you evaluate them, check their IQ, the way they take out. Would anybody normal go and try to attempt to change a law passed by entire National Assembly, and you know you are going to gazette this law in public, and you know it's going to be on record, it's written, it's not oxygen that you say I've breathed carbon dioxide out and it's gone, it's not food they say you fed soldiers, and soldiers eating the food, they say bring it, say the soldiers ate the food, you can't see it again. This is a document that be our law. If you are intelligent and think, will you go and attempt to add even comma to it?
That's taking Nigerians for granted.
Yes, you see.
And I quite respect you today because I don't think I would have spoken like you. I would have spoken more harshly than you are speaking. But decorum is speaking. I give you an award for that. Philip, as we round up, these people that we see, especially APC, I'm afraid for APC. We are entering into another year, 2026. It's going to prelude 2027, where there's going to be an election. There are a lot of intrigues within the APC political party. You see an implosion?
Definitely. I just told you that I traveled from Warri on Sunday with a top APC nuptial. I wouldn't want to mention name here. And we discussed a lot of things, especially the APC congresses and state, local government state congresses that is going to take place between February and March next year. And his attitude towards everything, and a lot of APC are in that mood. That's why I said you can fault Dele Momodu, but you cannot fault his reasoning about the APC people, and that he even came to be his friend. The truth remains that, like I said before, it is obvious that the APC that you see, the people you see that claim to APC, that shout APC in the front of television, they cry when they get home, because most of them, take for instance, for Delta State for instance, the original people who fought totally to beat APC, because Delta State is the PDP state, who against all odds remain APC. Today, they are nowhere to be found, and they're not going to just give away like that. There's going to be a resistance, and that's what the question you asked, that we need to the explosion, and it's going to cut across the entire nation. You have Taraba, you have the original APC member, you have Plateau, you have all over the places. You have Enugu, you have, and the people are there waiting, because what they are doing, for instance, Rivers State, forget what it is. Today you gave Fuba a membership card of 001. What about those who have been carrying APC in Rivers State with all the opposition? What happened to them?
Philip, I saw whether it's a memo or actual statement from Joe Igbokwe, I don't know, where they say I've been suffering with APC. I couldn't even visit my village because of APC. I've been working for Asiwaju and I've been lawyer. At the end of the day, Asiwaju gave all the appointment Atiku boys, which are Bola and Mokre. Even though it's Somalia, they couldn't make me ambassador. You know what I said? I was laughing. This is going to happen all over, and 2027 is not going to be a joke.
Okay, so we'll be looking at Joe Igbokwe very well because he has been a very nonchalant guy. This is trying to gain relevance. We'll be right back on Landslide News.